Imagine you wake up one morning, ready to start your day. You go to buy a coffee, but your payment app shows an error. You try your debit card, but the transaction is declined. The barista shrugs. Their system is down too. You reach for your wallet, but you stopped carrying cash weeks ago. Suddenly, you are cut off. You cannot buy food. You cannot pay for a bus ticket. You cannot fill your car with gas. This is not a scene from a science fiction movie. This is a potential reality in a world moving rapidly toward a cashless future. The digital systems we rely on for every transaction can, and do, fail. This introduces new kinds of fragility into our daily lives, making us vulnerable to everything from simple power outages, software glitches, devastating cyber attacks, mistaken account freezes. The march toward a cashless society is often framed as a story of pure progress. It promises convenience, speed, efficiency. We can pay with a tap of a phone or a watch, send money across the world in seconds, and track our spending with perfect clarity. These benefits are real and powerful, but they come with a hidden cost. By concentrating our financial lives into a few digital channels, we create vulnerabilities that did not exist in the age of physical money. A systemic outage is one of the most direct and widespread risks in a cashless world. These events happen when a core piece of the financial infrastructure fails. It could be a server at a major bank going offline, a software update gone wrong at a payment processing network, or even a simple power grid failure in a major data center. The result is the same. Payments stop. Digital wallets cannot connect. Credit and debit cards are declined. For a brief period, the flow of commerce grinds to a halt. For individuals, this means an immediate inability to conduct daily life. You cannot buy groceries for your family, pay for a prescription at the pharmacy, or top up your transit card to get home from work. These outages are not rare occurrences. In 2023, a major bank in the United Kingdom experienced a system failure that left customers unable to use their cards or access online banking for several hours on a busy Friday. People reported being stranded at grocery stores, unable to pay for their shopping carts full of food. Others missed bill payments or were unable to complete important online purchases. While the issue was resolved within a day, it served as a stark reminder of how dependent we have become on these digital rails. A longer, more widespread outage could trigger significant social and economic disruption, revealing the brittleness of a system without a physical backup. Furthermore, it is not just complete outages that cause problems. System errors can be more subtle but just as damaging. For example, a person might be double charged for a purchase, draining their account balance unexpectedly. Beyond technical failures, a cashless society introduces risks from the very rules designed to protect it. Banks and financial platforms use complex automated systems, often powered by artificial intelligence, to detect fraudulent activity. These fraud models analyze trillions of data points, looking for patterns that suggest a transaction might be illegitimate. When the system flags an activity as suspicious, a large purchase from an unusual location, a series of rapid transactions, it can automatically trigger a security response. The most common response is to freeze the account, blocking all incoming and outgoing payments until the owner can verify their identity and the legitimacy of the activity. While these systems are crucial for fighting crime, they are not perfect. They can, and frequently do, make mistakes. These are called false positives, where a perfectly legitimate action is flagged as fraudulent. For example, a person traveling abroad might find their account frozen after trying to pay for a hotel because the system flags the foreign transaction as suspicious. A freelancer receiving a large payment from a new client might have their funds held for review. In 2022, numerous users of a popular digital payment service in the United States reported their accounts being frozen after making donations to political fundraisers, as the platform's algorithm mistakenly flagged the activity as high risk. The process of resolving a mistaken block can be frustrating and time-consuming. The user is often left in the dark, with only a generic notification that their account is under review. They must navigate automated phone menus, chatbot support systems, to reach a human agent who may or may not have the authority to resolve the issue quickly. In the meantime, their funds are inaccessible. This can lead to dire consequences, such as bounced rent checks, missed car payments, the inability to afford daily necessities. The centralization of finance into digital networks creates a massive and tempting target for malicious actors, and cyber attacks are one of the most significant threats to a cashless society. Hackers, ranging from individual criminals to sophisticated state-sponsored groups, are constantly probing for vulnerabilities in the systems of banks, payment processors, digital wallet providers. A successful attack can have devastating consequences, causing widespread disruption that affects millions of people simultaneously. Unlike a physical bank robbery that affects one location, a digital breach can compromise an entire network, bringing a significant portion of the economy to a standstill. There are many forms these attacks can take. A ransomware attack, for instance, involves hackers encrypting a bank's critical data and demanding a payment to restore access. During such an attack, online banking can become completely unavailable. ATM withdrawals can become completely unavailable. Card payments can become completely unavailable. A distributed denial of service attack can flood a payment network's servers with junk traffic, overwhelming them and making the service unusable for legitimate customers. A recent real-world example involved a major currency exchange service that was hit by a ransomware attack, forcing it to halt all transactions for weeks. This disrupted cross-border payments for countless businesses and individuals who relied on its services. The danger of these attacks is amplified by a concept known as the single point of failure. This idea describes a situation where the failure of one single component can cause the entire system to break down. In a personal financial context, this occurs when your entire economic life depends on one bank, one payment app, one smartphone. If your phone is lost, stolen, broken, you lose your wallet. If your single banking app experiences an outage, you have no other way to pay. If that one bank suffers a cyber attack, all of your digital money is inaccessible. As we transition away from physical money, it is easy to focus only on what we gain in convenience. However, it is crucial to recognize what we might lose. Physical cash possesses three unique and fundamental properties that are not automatically replicated in digital systems: offline functionality, privacy, permissionless use. Losing them without building in viable digital alternatives would fundamentally alter the relationship between individuals, their money, and the institutions that govern it. These are not minor features. They are essential freedoms that have underpinned commerce for centuries. First, cash works offline. It requires no internet connection, no server, no electricity to function. You can hand a $20 bill to a farmer at a rural market, or pay a neighbor for helping you with yard work. The transaction is instant and final. There is no third-party intermediary needed to validate or process the payment. This offline capability is a powerful form of resilience. It ensures that commerce can continue during power outages, internet disruptions, natural disasters. Second, cash is private. When you pay for a coffee with a $5 bill, the merchant does not know your name, your address, or what you bought yesterday. It does not create a permanent, searchable data trail that can be collected, analyzed, and monetized by corporations or monitored by governments. Finally, cash is permissionless. Once physical currency is in your possession, no one can remotely freeze it or prevent you from spending it. It is a bearer instrument, meaning whoever holds it can use it. In a fully digital system where all transactions are mediated by third parties, the ability to transact can be instantly revoked. The shift to a cashless world does not have to mean surrendering the essential freedoms that physical money provides. With intentional design and thoughtful regulation, we can build digital payment systems that preserve the core principles of offline access, privacy, permissionless use. It requires a conscious effort to prioritize these values alongside the goals of efficiency and convenience. We must demand and create new tools and new rules that embed these cash-like rights into the digital infrastructure of tomorrow, ensuring that progress does not come at the cost of personal autonomy and resilience. To address the problem of offline access, we can develop and deploy technologies that allow for secure, localized transactions without a live internet connection. For example, some payment cards and mobile devices can be designed to use store and forward technology. This allows them to securely record a transaction offline and then settle it later when a connection is re-established. Think of it like a digital IOU that is cryptographically secured. You tap in a subway station or remote area, and the payment is processed when you reconnect. For privacy, we can champion privacy by design. Minimize data collection by default, use pseudonymous identifiers and other cryptographic methods, and set clear rules limiting how financial data can be used and shared. To protect permissionless use, establish strong legal frameworks for due process, a clear reason, timely notification, and a simple, rapid appeal. Support multiple competing payment rails, bank-controlled, tech-led, and open and decentralized. This competition reduces the power of any single gatekeeper and ensures that no one can be completely cut off from the economy by a single arbitrary decision. As we navigate this profound shift in how we use money, it is clear that our old definitions of financial literacy are no longer sufficient. It is not enough to know how to balance a checkbook or create a budget. In the digital age, resilience is the new financial literacy. Understanding how digital payment systems work, being aware of their fragilities, and taking practical steps to protect yourself are all part of it. Move from being a passive consumer to an active, informed participant. Avoid creating a single point of failure in your financial life. Diversify. Do not rely on a single bank, a single payment app, or a single card. Spread resources across 2 or more providers to create a safety net. If one system goes down, or one account is frozen, or one card is compromised, you have an immediate alternative. Keep a modest amount of physical cash in a safe place. It's the ultimate offline tool against a digital blackout. Learn and practice basic digital safety. Use strong, unique passwords for each financial account and enable two-factor authentication wherever offered. Two-factor adds a critical layer of security. For example, a code sent to your phone in addition to your password. Understand the policies of the services you use. Before signing up for a new digital wallet or banking app, read how they handle freezes and disputes. Choose services with clear communication and a straightforward appeals process. Building a resilient cashless society is a shared responsibility. Individually, educate yourself and adopt safer habits. Societally, demand better from institutions. Advocate for offline capabilities, protect our privacy, and provide due process. Support competition and open payment networks to prevent monopolies. The path to a better financial future requires engagement. Your one clear action today: start a conversation. Talk to a friend or talk to a family member about these risks and simple steps to prepare.